Sukkot, the Feast of Tabernacles.
The origins of Sukkot are twofold. First, as a religious holiday, and secondly, as an agricultural celebration. In the book of Leviticus, God tells Moses to command the people, "You shall live in booths 7 days. All citizens in Israel shall live in booths, in order that future generations may know that I made the Israelite people live in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt." In this way, Sukkot serves as a commemoration of the desert wanderings of the Israelites. Sukkot occurs near Yom Kippur and is the third holiest day in the Jewish calendar. Sukkot occurs on the 15th day of Tishri, near the harvest time. In this way, Sukkot serves as a harvest festival, similar to American Thanksgiving.
The four species. The four species are 4 types of plant that are tied together and waved around in celebration. Each of the species represents a person who either has wisdom or doesn't, and whether or not that person has done good deeds in their life. The etrog is the fruit of a citron tree. It represents a person who has both done good deeds and has a great deal of wisdom. The lulav is the frond of a date palm tree. It represents a person with wisdom but has not done any good deeds. The hadas is the branch of a myrtle tree. It represents a person who has done good deeds but lacks wisdom. The arava is a willow tree branch that symbolizes a person that hasn't done any good deeds and lacks wisdom. All 4 of the species must be included in the bundle for it to be valid. Just like humanity, you can't leave out the bad parts but keep the good ones. It must be taken as a whole. The etrog is commonly placed next to the arava to symbolize how a good person can rub off on another person in a beneficial way. Hosanna Rabbah. Hosanna Rabbah is the 7th day of Sukkot. It is the final day of divine judgment that decides the fate of the new year. The judgment begins on the day that the shofar is sounded, Rosh Hashanah, and ends on the day in which they take an extra willow branch to the bundle, Hosanna Rabbah.
Ushpizin is Aramaic for guests. Each day, before the main meal, the celebrants perform the prayer, "I invite to my meal the exalted guests, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Aaron, and David. May it please you, Abraham, my exalted guest, that all the other exalted guests dwell with me and with you." Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Aaron, and David. Each day, a different member of the 7 is singled out. These people represent uprootedness. It also serves as a reminder to serve the poor. Traditionally, celebrants invite the poor to the meal, but many now instead give money to the poor as a way of symbolically inviting them to the meal. Hol HaMoed literally means the weekday of the holiday, and it applies to both Passover and Sukkot. It refers to the days between the festival days that occur on either end of the holidays. During Hol HaMoed, work related to the holiday is permissible, but unrelated work is not. And most families participate in family activities or community activities at the synagogue during Hol HaMoed. The construction of a sukkah is necessary to properly celebrate Sukkot. It must be built before the holiday begins because it is improper to work on the first 2 days of Sukkot. The sukkah must be constructed outside and in an open space so as to have a clear view of the heavens. The first step is the walls. They can be made of any material so long as they do not move in the wind. It is not necessary to have 4 walls, so long as they can support a roof, called a shechach. The shechach must be made of vegetable matter. Tree branches, reeds, even unfinished lumber are common. In order to meet the commandment to dwell in the sukkah, all meals must be eaten there. Accordingly, tables and chairs are needed. Once the sukkah is decorated, Sukkot can begin.